Kwong Yue Yang, knock, knock. Kwong Yue Yang.
Growing up in Australia as a little Chinese boy, my parents always told me that there were three things I could be: a lawyer, a doctor, or a failure. Now, at 9 years old, having a career path wasn't really on my to-do list. The one thing that I really wanted was the same thing that most other kids would want. It doesn't matter how old you are, what color your skin is, or where you're from. The one thing that most kids want is to be liked by the other little kids. Now, at 9 years old, being liked equaled being cool. Problem was, I wasn't cool. Bowl-shaped haircut, not cool. Maths nerd, not cool. And speaking funny English wasn't cool. But in my search for coolness, I did find one thing that gave me hope. And that was Kung Fu. You see, my idol at the time was Jackie Chan, a famous Hong Kong movie star that would climb up buildings, jump off trees, and kick everybody's ass. I figured, Jackie's got black hair. I've got black hair. Jackie speaks funny English. I speak funny English. Jackie's a Kung Fu master, so I must be a Kung Fu master. And then when I find out from my parents that Jackie's going to be eating in a Chinese restaurant in my hometown, I'm over the moon because I have a plan. I'll go to the restaurant, I'll get a photo, I'll get an autograph, I'll show the other kids, and I will be cool. And so the next day, I convinced my parents to take me to this Chinese restaurant called Great Wall. We sit down, the waiter comes by, and we find out that Jackie is in the private room. It's up some stairs, up on the platform, up to the side. And so I walk up the stairs and I go towards the private room. There are these two big white doors that I can't see through. So I stand there and I get ready to knock. But I can't do it. And so my 9-year-old brain says, hey, let's just wait till Jackie comes out of the room and then we'll bump into him accidentally. And so I run back down to my table. I sit down and I stare at the doors. I stare at the doors for an hour. Jackie doesn't come out. I'm thinking, dude, don't you need to go to the toilet? I know I do. And then I look down and all the food on our table is almost gone. I'm running out of time. So I tell my parents that I'm still hungry and they order some more sweet and sour pork. I sit there and I eat as slowly as I can. 30 minutes passed, no Jackie. My parents say to me, you have to go knock on that door or we're going home. So I walk up the stairs and I go towards those two big white doors. I'm ready to knock and I can't do it. My knees are shaking, my heart is pumping, and my body is shivering. And then this inner voice starts yelling at me, knock on the door, just do it. It's not that hard, just do it. You're wearing Nikes, just do it. And then another voice yells, your Nikes are fake, you can't do it. Suddenly, the doors burst open. I think it's Jackie Chan. But it's a lady in a blue dress. She walks out of the room, so I quickly pretend as if I just happened to be walking by. I run back down to my parents, and my parents say to me, go knock on that door or we're going home. And so I go back up to those two white doors. I realize I can't knock, and I realize I'm never going to be cool. And I start to cry. And I don't know how long I'm crying for, but the lady in the blue dress walks back up, she walks around me and walks back into the room. I quickly run back down to the table, and I'm hoping that the tears in my eyes will convince my parents to go knock on the door for me. They stand up, but they put on their jackets, and I know straight away they're not doing anything awesome because they're my parents. And they want me to learn a life lesson. But the only lesson I learn is that I feel helpless and I can't get through my door, which is both physical and mental. And so I stand up, I put on my jacket. I know I'm going home empty-handed. And I look at the door one more time and I see Jackie Chan with this great big smile. He starts walking down the steps and behind him is the lady in the blue dress. She whispers in his ears and points to me. Jackie comes over and he says, "I hear that there's somebody I need to meet." I get a photo, I get an autograph, and I am over the moon. That night, a lady's little act of kindness gave this little boy hope. Now, every day there is someone, somewhere, trying their best, but they're struggling to open their door. And sometimes a simple knock doesn't feel that simple. And so if you ever see someone struggle, it doesn't matter how old they are, what color their skin is, or where they're from. Help them open the door. Because what the world needs now, more than ever, is hope. And if you want to wear a blue dress, that's up to you.